Thank you to Sega for sponsoring this video. What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another one. Today we're talking about Persona 5 The Phantom X. This is the award-winning Persona 5 experience that you guys kind of all know and love, but brought over to mobile and PC for the first time ever. So it's very interesting, but at the same time, definitely skeptical overall about a free-to-play game. Now, it is gacha when it comes to what it does, but how it offers it and what you actually get really surprised me to the point where I have to say Persona 5 The Phantom X is wild. The big thing about this game that kind of separates it from other free-to-play or mobile games is that it has a really deep and rich story, just like you would expect with Persona 5, and that's what kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't really paying too much attention to the lead up and to some of the other stuff with this game until I started playing it myself. You have a lot of the music and you have a lot of the themes and the combat and stuff that you know and love from Persona, but you've got a fresh new cast of characters to use in this game, which was really enticing as I've already used Joker and a lot of the characters from Persona 5 in multiple games now at this point. Now, this is a spin-off, but it has a lot of those same story beats that you would see in Persona 5 and the mainline games. Now, the setup for this one is a bit different, although familiar, because people are losing their will, their desire to keep going, and you have to refute that and fight against that to help the people. So I think that it's a really cool setup, and once again, it will create a lot of different scenarios, story beats, and different things that you feel used to when it comes to Persona 5. With silky smooth gameplay, I was playing it on PC, but it plays really good on there. Obviously, it looks sharp and everything. Now, let's talk a little bit about the new characters, because that's an interesting point with this game. You've got a fresh cast of new characters, brand new protagonists, but you see some of the other people as well from Persona 5. Of course, you have the cute navigator that you first meet up with that helps you get through. He's an owl too. That's pretty cool. I do like owls. And you have your classmates as well that all have their own individual backstories. So if you enjoyed Persona 5 and the characters and the depth that was in there with that, then you're probably going to like the new cast of characters or have your favorites or some ones that you like or maybe not like so much. Now let's talk about one of the most important things with any Persona game, and that is the combat. The combat is pretty much like Persona 5 with a few little different things here and there. Because of the mechanics in there, you can have a large number of different pulls that you can get for different characters or for different personas that you can use. But the press turn system to where you're exploiting weaknesses, using different types of elemental attacks, you're trying to get the one up on the enemy, also some strategic boss battles and other things, all of that is intact here. Turn-based combat. It feels just as good as Persona 5, if not sometimes a little bit better when it comes to some of the things that it does. One of the unique things that's new to Persona 5 The Phantom X is the Phantom Idols, and these are unique to the game because it allows the player more options than ever to customize their party for battle. They're essentially the cognitive manifestations of other people with the rebel spirits. They can be people that you just pass on the street or familiar phantom thieves, and that's why I said this one's kind of wild with what happens, because there are a lot of different combinations and different ways to get the different phantom idols. Now, on top of all the fun gameplay options that are in here, the Persona 5 press turn combat system, all of that, there are a lot of the other stuff that you know and love with Persona as well. You've got tons of side missions that are in the game, in addition to free roaming and exploration across Tokyo and Mementos. So if you enjoy doing side quests, if you enjoy kind of battling in Mementos and testing out your different combinations of characters to have the most efficient battle teams, or getting different rewards and abilities by doing side quests, all of that is also intact here. I felt it was pretty fun to kind of explore all the different stuff that you can do, just like in the base Persona 5 Royal. Now, another thing that I want to hit on here is the graphics, and at least when it comes to on PC where I was playing it, my PC kind of maxed out everything. I mean, it looks super smooth. It runs great. There was no issues whatsoever loads super fast and kind of gets right into the gameplay with a lot of different options overall. So I don't really have too much complaints about the graphics. It's not the most graphically intense game out there, but it should be able to run on a wide variety of PCs, and of course you can play it right there on your mobile phone or your tablet as well. So it's pretty well optimized depending on what system or what rig you have, or depending on where you just want to play it. I was actually pretty happy with the customization options that they do offer in the game, and of course how it looks and it runs. Another thing that I would say too with the graphics or the cinematics in the game are actually pretty crazy and incredible. I love the opening fight between Joker and the new main character. I thought that was so well choreographed, and it just looked super cool overall in terms of some of the abilities or what you can expect when it comes to the new character in the game, and kind of how it snapped right back into, okay man, was that a dream? What's going on here? It kind of adds to the intrigue of the overall story and game. If you've played Persona 5, you know about the palaces or structure of the game. Persona 5, the Phantom X, also does that very well here with palaces that have various different mechanics and gimmicks that you have to navigate through and get through in order to reach the boss and reach some of the different sub bosses in the game. So the progression is also fun just playing through, and it kind of mixes it up with some of the stuff in there that wasn't in Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royal. So that also kind of caught me off guard overall with this game. Of course, you have to also talk a little bit more about the music, because there are a lot of familiar tunes in the game, in addition to a few different things that I don't quite remember, but most of it felt pretty familiar when it comes to the music, and the music in Persona is awesome. So it's one of those things to where, hey look, if it's not broke, don't fix it here. But the music is always going to be something that gets you excited to get into battles, gets you excited to see different scenarios, kind of suits the mood exactly well when it comes down to it. So I really enjoyed, of course, the music in Persona 5, and here it's really good as well. So overall, Persona 5 The Phantom X has a lot of awesome things that I do like about it. The music, the characters, the story, the gameplay, all of that really flows and gels really well. I'm not in love with the gacha mechanics overall, but considering what you get for a free-to-play type of game and how good and polished it is, it's actually making me look past it just a bit, just to kind of get through to the next thing, because you can just continue playing the game and earning stuff in-game normally. You don't have to kind of go through all of the other stuff. So that's what I found very intriguing about this game. But what do you guys think about Persona 5 The Phantom X? Check out the link in the description below to download Persona 5 The Phantom X on Android, iOS, or PC via Steam. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.